years all the time. Dana said she could do the minutes.
Attention everybody, we're going to call the meeting to order. I would like to let you know that our chief, or our Chad, is at, did you say Durant? He's in Durant. He's been invited down to where Obama is visiting today. And so he said to go ahead with the meeting. And the main thing he wanted done was to approve the expenditures for the trip to Wisconsin. But we'll go ahead and go through our order. And at this time, we'll have a word of prayer. And if everybody would stand and bow.
Creator, I'm coming to you this summer day, Creator. I ask you to help this trust board to make wise decisions on behalf of the tribe, the trust board, and our Delaware people. Creator, I ask you to just guide us and help us do the right things, right time. Help all the veterans, all the servicemen and women, all the veterans, Creator. Just help them out, Creator. Bring them home safely like that, Creator. For the ones that return to home, just guide them in the right direction. Creator, I ask you to take care of all of our tribal elders, all of our children like that, Creator. Just bless them, keep them strong, and keep them around a long time like that, Creator. Help the children to achieve whatever they want to achieve in life, Creator. Help them to set their goals high and achieve their goals, Creator. In most heavenly name I pray. Amen.
Would you call the roll?
Yes, ma'am. Roll call. Chairman Chester Brooks.
Patterson.
Vice Chair Mary Wade.
Here.
Secretary Roger Stewart. Here. Treasurer.
Oh, here.
Thomas Scott.
Here.
Joe
Here.
Here.
We have a quorum, so we will have a motion to approve our agenda. Has everybody had a chance to look over our agenda?
I don't have the agenda.
Can we get one more copy packet, Dana?
No, that's okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve the agenda.
You have a second?
A second.
Motion made and seconded of approval of the agenda. And now, at this time, have you had time to look over the minutes? Oh, okay. All those in favor of
Aye.
motion carried. Now, we'll have approval of the minutes. Have you had a chance to look over the minutes? We can take them. Have you looked them over? Okay. John, have you looked, you're looking over now? minutes, have you looked over?
Yeah.
Do we have a motion to, for approval of minutes?
So moved with corrections if needed.
Second,
Second.
minutes have been approved with corrections. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
I abstain.
Okay. I'll get that, Vernon abstains. Okay, now, we'll have the treasurer's report, and that's John.
Well, I'll get back up in here. We haven't had a good session with the way the economy is going. Because at the beginning of the balance period for 6/32/15, we had 4,273,370.04. But our current period balance being 4,206,569.12. So we did a little bit of dropping there to the tune of 66,892. And I don't know what happened to the armrest boys, because they were supposed to get back here this month. Jeff was gonna take care of that.
It's just as well we have, they need to do.
Really?
Can we call them and remind them we need them here next month?
I'll get the number and I'll call this time. He's getting busy.
Approve the,
Motion to approve the financials.
Pending audit.
Pending audit, yes.
Second.
motion made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Now we have our reports. Community service, Verna, you have a report?
Can everybody hear me if I? Try again. Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? No.
Verna, why don't you swap out that other?
Can you hear me now? Okay. Community service met on Monday, July 13th, and we considered, we approved 4 burial applications, and we tabled 11 applications due to the fact that there was non-income verification with them. And we'll, as the income verifications come in, they will be approved between now and the next meeting. And that's what we did. Thank you.
Thank you, Verna. Our next report is the Culture Preservation Committee. Homer Scott.
Okay, we had our meeting at, last week, 2 weeks ago. Last week. And we had voted on and talked about how much money to give to each person and how many people was going. And there has been a change since then, and that there's a total of 12 people going. And we would, Ms. Kate had found out that she was member of and everything like that. We had talked a little bit about, this is between our last meeting, and we would like to have Kate be kind of reimbursed for her room, because she has, her room's cost more, because she had to come in late. Okay, Joe's got the recommendations on it.
From the chairman of the trust board.
Under business.
under new
We're gonna
business.
do that under
Okay,
new business.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've got a current list of everybody that's reported.
Okay.
Then, we also let's see, on our, we would like to ask for the approval from the trust board for the money donated from the cultural committee, which is $1,500.
Will that be under new business?
Or
Will that be under new business?
If you're making that recommendation, I think when we approve the cultural preservation report, then we approve what they did. Is that not correct?
oh yeah, I mean, I want to change that $6,000 to $1,500 for veterans.
Yeah, it's total of
Yeah, that's not all.
Can't hear it.
Total $9,000.
Homer,
We
you
can't
have
hear
the mic
you.
on?
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
And
It's
Vernon,
closer.
we can't hear you either.
Okay,
Can you guys hear me now? Okay.
we'll just make your comment.
We was asking for the approval from the trust board and committee about the culture committee donating $6,000. And with the total of the elders committee and veterans committee, the total of $9,000 to be approved. But that's going to have to be approved. The other two, I want to make that approve the donation from the culture committee of $6,000.
Would it not be appropriate, when the board approves the committee reports, that we would be approving those amounts instead of having to do an extra motion, or do you want a motion?
Well, we could do that all in the same deal, same motion, if that's, everybody agrees on that. Then, excuse me. Our next meeting will be, August, 3rd. At 6 o'clock. And that's all I have for right now.
Thank you, Homer. And our next one is Education Committee. And Joe, do you have that?
Yeah. Education Committee, we met Monday, the 13th. We approved 1 athletic assistance for $50. We approved 11 higher education scholarships for $3,300. We approved 2 part-time higher education for $150 apiece for a total of $300. Academic achievement, we approved 3 for $100 apiece for $300. VOTEC, we approved 1 for $50 for a total of $4,000. To date, our beginning period balance education was $22,171.61. Our current period balance is $21,921.61 for a difference of $250. That's all I have.
Thank you, Joe. On our Elders Committee, we, on Friday, June the 19th, elders Nancy Sumter, Marion Charles Randall, and Bonnie Jo Griffith attended a doubleheader of the Tulsa Drillers playing the Arkansas Travelers. We are now in the process of planning another trip to the Drillers ball game soon, and there's a sheet on the table over there for anybody that's interested in it. And then the next item I have is the Delawares, mainly elders, are finalizing plans on a trip to Wisconsin They will leave on July 21st and return on July 27th. And we made some changes to our elder lunch program and at our meeting, and the elders voted to increase the cost of the guest lunch from $3 to $5 for ages 12 to 54. And then at our meeting on July the 6th, it was voted to also change the youth ages, 6 to 11, $2 per plate. And this charge will need to be approved by the tribal council before it goes into effect. And then we have a reminder of the team with the Monterey Little Mexico restaurant that they are still donating 20% of our ticket when we eat there. And I think we have some tickets for today, but they're still doing that. And I think that's all I have for the elders.
Your 1,500, Mary, for the Wisconsin trip we voted on.
Yeah. Oh, yes, the elders voted to donate $1,500 to the Wisconsin trip. And that's what we'll be discussing later and get approval from the trust board when we do the others under new business. Okay, now, reinvestment, John Sumter.
No meeting, no report.
Okay, tribal operations, Chet Brooks. And does anybody have that from? Okay, no meeting.
Anything new on tribal operations, Gene?
Nothing new.
Okay.
Then we have the Veterans Committee, and that'll be Roger Stewart.
Madam Chair, I've got, I lost, man, left it home.
Okay, we'll pick it up then the next time.
Basically, all we did voted to approve to send the color guard. We approved the 1,500 for the trip.
And this, we added, Garrett.
Franco to the list.
Yeah, Garrett Franco to the.
There'll be 4 veterans going. That'll be Curtis, Garrett, Homer, and myself. We'll comprise the 4-man color guard.
And we would all be in the color guard.
Can you picture T's yet?
No.
Oh.
I'd use them over.
They shrank.
Okay, under unfinished business, we were to have the RVest management, asset management representatives here, and there must have been a misunderstanding or lack of contact, so we will check with them later. Now, under new business, that's where we have discussions and plans on the trip to Wisconsin.
This, Mary, I've got, this came from
Okay.
the chairman of the trust board and the chief of our tribe.
You want to go ahead with that, Joe?
Well, first thing I'm gonna do is, I'll make the motion that this trust board approves $6,000 from the Cultural Preservation Committee, $1,500 from the Veterans Committee, and $1,500 from the Elders Committee to make this trip. I'll make that in form of a motion.
I'll second.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded that these amounts be approved, 1,500 and 1,500. It's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Now, we
Now,
have,
these are recommendations. There's a total of 10 adults and 2 youth. So there's a total of 12 people making this trip. Chairman thinks we should, because because some people didn't get their reservations in on time. Some people are gonna end up paying $60 a night for a hotel while we're there. And, is Curtis here?
Yeah.
Right here, Joe.
You're staying in a different hotel, correct?
Yeah, I am.
Was your rate $60-some a night?
Yeah, right around that, right. And so,
And Kay Anderson, and I think some of the other people on this list also didn't get in on the early, making reservations early.
well, Joe, I talked to Jimbo Hammond, who had to cancel out, and he was supposed to have worked through Bonnie Joe to get his reservation at the gathering rate transferred over to Kay, as long as somebody would vouch for Kay's reservation. But, you know, right, you're right, we kind of calculated $40 a night for the room while we were in Wisconsin, and $60 a night, one night going there and one night coming back. That comes to $240 per
And I've
person.
read our tax exemption letter, and it actually, I don't think they'll accept that at either.
You're exactly right, sir, it will not,
I don't think they can accept it, because
Right.
it says for goods for this property.
and only for the tribe itself, not individuals.
Yeah. So anyhow, this is a recommendation of the chairman. He recommends that we change it from, we really never had set a definite amount, but he recommends $550 for each adult traveling, and $275 for each child traveling. $550 for each adult, $275 for each child, for food, and to cover food and hotel. Each person driving a vehicle, which I understand, Homer, you're taking your own vehicle.
Yes.
That he recommends that your vehicle be full of gas when we leave here, the tribal vans be full of gas when we leave here, and then keep receipts of all gas expenditures, and when we get back here, we'll fill all 3 vehicles back up. He's recommending that instead of messing with credit cards, because we don't have that many credit cards for one thing, he's recommended that we front each driver $500 for fuel and turnpike expenses, if there are any, with receipts. The additional monies that it does not cost out of that $500 to be turned back into the tribe on the 28th of July, the day after we get back. Because I really don't think it'll cost $500 for fuel up there and back. I think it'll be more like $350 to $400 per vehicle. But he said, you know, you could have a flat tire or something, so he said that they ought to front everybody $500. These are his recommendations. And $400, Curtis, do you know who to make the check out to for the meal? Stockbridge
Oh,
Muncie's?
yeah, right, it's, did you, any of you get my report by
Yes,
email?
yes.
Yeah, it's, I got with Gene already, it's to the Stockbridge Muncie Historical Committee.
He's recommended that we do $400 to the Stockbridge Muncie's.
400.
Yes.
$400, not $300.
Okay, I had 300.
He's recommended we increase that to $400.
And because of the decrease in the number of people traveling,
Yeah.
we're well below that $900 total threshold.
$9,000.
Or I'm sorry, excuse me, 9,000. And,
But
that
we
doesn't mean
don't,
we have to spend all 9,000.
we don't know how many meals though we're gonna be eating on our own or anything else. So he's recommended that we change the amount per person to $550 for adults, $275 for children. But that's up to a vote of this whole trust,
How much for children?
$275.
Okay.
Because the
See,
children will be staying in the same room with adults they're traveling with.
what is this for? For food?
For hotel and food.
Hotel and food. Okay,
just the
'cause
hotels,
he-
even if you got the discounted rate, it'll be almost probably $320.
He told me 400 for adults, 200 per child, and 300 to the Muncie's. And that's what
Yeah,
it was
this
last night.
He's changed it.
Yeah, this is the
For
new
today.
recommendation.
This is his new recommendations because we found out that they're not gonna accept our tax number for one.
Okay,
But that's up to a vote of this whole trust board. And the three members traveling on the $550 vote will need to abstain. And on the gas for the vehicles, no, because that's merely for gas and the difference will be turned back into the tribe. But the $550 is really a per diem for hotels and food. So the three traveling would need to abstain from that. Because it could cost a little bit more, it could cost a little bit less. You could come out $30 or $40 a head.
I agree that we should also return in our receipts. Everybody should keep receipts from the hotel and the gas.
He's recommended receipts just for the gas. Because everybody's gonna be paying different for hotels.
Well,
But it's up to a vote of this trust.
Yeah, that also includes the two job.
On the tax exemption for the tribe, if the reservations were made by the tribe and paid as a whole, then the tax exempt would take effect because it has in the past.
Not according to our tax letter, it won't.
Not out of the state.
not out of the state, ma'am.
Not out of the state, it won't.
They've accepted,
Won't do it out of the state.
They have accepted it
they
a few
have
places.
accepted it all over the country, when we've gone for NCAI and other
But the
meetings.
reservations, most of them weren't made in the name of the tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because mine was made in my name.
Mine was made in my name.
okay. My question is, this money, are we writing checks then to
Yeah,
the
probably,
individuals, the 10 people or the
12 people.
12?
yes. I think that's what we need to do.
Will these minors be able to cash a check
Well, we'll give that to the parents.
to the parent or guardian?
Yeah,
Okay.
So you'll combine that?
yes.
Okay, that's,
There's two. It's listed right here.
Yeah.
There's one age 9 and one age 11.
By the way, John, did you weren't able to.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
But all the vehicles will need to be full of gas when we leave here. At the tribe's expense on the two vans, and at Homer, at your expense on the first tank of gas, but yours will be filled back up when we get back here. So if you bring it full, then we won't have to stop till after Kansas City.
And I went ahead and printed out the travel itinerary up and back.
The drivers, it's got me listed as tribal van number 1. Curtis, you're driving van number 2, correct?
Yeah.
Homer's driving his own vehicle, so that'll be the 3 drivers. He's recommended that we front each one of them $500 for fuel and turnpike fees, and if we'd have a flat tire or car problems. And then with receipts, receipts must be turned back into accounting on the 28th with the difference we did not spend.
The reason why.
So should we make those checks out to the driver of the vehicles?
Yes.
Yeah, the reason why I'm driving mine because I had to carry the flags for the veterans. And we won't have enough room in the vans.
Is your seat still back?
Bet.
All right.
You got a blue cab or just
Curtis, does this, what is this figured out to be? This
The total?
825 to each.
Comes out to about $8,200.
So we're not using
We're still
the whole-
below the 9,000.
Correct. That sounds about right to me. I have it.
Okay.
I think it comes out to exactly $8,200. I did last night, I don't remember what it was, I forgot to break it. But it's well below the 9,000.
Oh, now Curtis,
Sir,
on this Caja Pond deal, where I make rate at, they're not ready.
okay.
Now, they do have some early sweet corn in, and I've never made it with sweet corn, so I can't tell you. But Durham can't make enough for 200 people. That would take a month to dry.
I'll diminish their expectations on that.
Good, because like I say, I can make enough having time and dried out, maybe about 30 people. You know, because that's a pretty big, that'll be about 4 bushels, 5 bushels.
I think just a little taste and just talking about how it's done gives people an idea about the old ways.
Popsicle stick, let them go by the
Oh,
pipe.
yeah.
Okay, now Curtis, Kay Anderson was wanting to know, about the pan and grease for making, cooking the fried bread.
We can either scrounge up something from here, or I'll get on the phone and start calling up there and ask them to get, they're an Indian reservation, they're Indian cooks too, they ought to be able to come up with.
I've got a brand new cast, not brand new, an old antique cast iron pot that we can take with us.
We're better off if we can just cover ourselves, but if we need to, I'll just call up there, we can get it worked out, not a problem.
So what's the wishes of the trust board?
It's, okay, any more questions or?
I move that we go with the recommendations as presented
By the chairman?
by the chairman.
Second?
Should be made and second that we go by these recommendations. And all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
John? Oh, you don't have
I'm going to abstain.
Yeah.
You're not driving.
I'm not driving.
to. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you can vote.
Aye, okay. I was in the.
You're still going to receive the $550.
Yeah.
It was his recommendation that the three that's traveling abstain to make it legal.
I could make a motion, I mean,
Yeah, you can make the motion.
Well, it'd be 3 yes.
3 yes,
and
3
abstentions.
abstentions. I guess you're abstaining, aren't you? I think it's only right that the 3 travel abstain. So it passes.
Motion carried. And, okay. Do we have any new business other than what we've worked on?
Madam Chair, may I be recognized just as a closing comment on this?
Sure.
I just want to let everybody know, I want to take lots of pictures and come back with lots of stories to share with everyone about this delegation that's gone up here at this historic gathering. And that we're going up there to represent this entire tribe, this entire community of people, and share our culture and our community. So I look forward to coming back with some great pictures and some great stories. And we appreciate the support of the Trust Board. And I guess that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Curtis. Okay, we need to set the time, date, and location of the next meeting.
I move that the next meeting be August 19th, 4 p.m. here at the Delaware Community Center.
August 19th.
Second.
4 p.m. Okay. Motion's been made and seconded about our next meeting, August 19th at 4 p.m. here at the Delaware Center. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded that we adjourn. We adjourn at 4:36.